Pat, for Hani to not be dressed for Nashville, did that change anything in the approach for you guys? I know you want to keep things focused on what you guys do, but special player.
It didn't, other than the fact that, you just try to figure out early on what the shape's going to look like. If Leal is going to be next to McCarty and Davis, or if he's going to play in that, similar role where, as a 10, underneath Bunbury and Sapong. So that was really what we needed to identify early on in the game, was just the shape. But, they certainly lost an important piece tonight. I think you could see the difference for both teams in not having, your creativity in that number 10 position to open up the game and to change the game.
Your goal for the first 10 games coming out of the international break was for this team to basically come out at or in a better position. Right. You guys have come up a little bit slightly from where you started at the international break. In that vein, do you not look at tonight's result and feel good about it in some ways? I feel like we're only talking about what went wrong.
Yeah, we're just a little bit off, like I said, but as far as the goals that we set, we're behind in those goals. I think based on other results, we've kind of been able to maintain our positioning, but I think we could be in better positioning than we should be based on some of these home performances and the way in which we're dropping points. So that part's certainly disappointing, and I think we've come up a little bit short, but the reality is we're still in a position where now when we look at the remaining games, how do we go about achieving our goals? So, the ultimate one of being a playoff team is achievable.
And feeling like you guys have left some points on the table, do you feel like, because you have missed, like you said, Lucho and then Moreno just coming back, you've used Alvaro in some different spots, do you feel like you're learning something about the depth of the squad right now?
Yeah, we've had to utilize guys in a lot of different ways just based on availability of players. So I think it's important in this stretch run that we're healthy, and for obvious reasons, to get our strongest 11 consistently on the field, but to have more competition at each spot, so that you're not always having to move players around and move things around because maybe you don't have all the healthy bodies that you need. So I like that our guys are open to new things, new challenges, to get them on the field. And so, it's not always perfect. You can see guys that aren't in their natural positions are working, they're trying, but maybe the ideas and the familiarity of the position is a struggle at times. So we're trying to be creative in how we can get our strongest group on the field and win games.
And then Brandon scoring again on a header. Are you seeing other teams defending him differently? Are they trying to you kind of expect him to go for those balls all the time?
Right.
So.
Well, I certainly think teams now are aware of Brandon and the threat that he is. Tonight he found a way on a set piece. That's a goal scorer's goal, where he finds a position to redirect Alvaro's shot. So it's a good thing that teams are starting to realize that they need to pay some more attention to him. But now how do we find ways to continue to free him up in and around goal? And so he did a good job on the goal. It would have been nice to get him in more spots to get on the end of plays. I think, credit to Nashville. They defend well, and they defend the box well, and they have size and physicality. And so those are, tough games for any attackers. And I think you could see that tonight with our group. So it was never going to be easy just based on the quality of the opponent. But it's good that he's continuing to hit the back of the net.
Pat, there seemed to be a tangible difference in the second half with the energy and the attacking. What do you think kick-started that for your group?
Goal helped. It was good, I think, early on to get the goal, so it wasn't longer periods of frustration and not being able to break them down. But I do think, too, they're on the road, and we have a little bit of the ball, and so it forces them to defend deeper at times. And I thought we did a good job of getting center backs on the ball, or Yuya, at times Alvaro and Brenner in those little pockets to be able to run at their back line. We just didn't do enough in those moments. I don't think we threatened the back line enough. I know the spaces are tight, but how can you run to goal to be able to put that back line under pressure, to maybe free up some space for shots from distance. I don't think we were as decisive and aggressive in running behind today to be a little bit more effective in creating a little bit more time on the ball when we found those pockets.
Hi, Coach. This is Noticias Cincinnati in Spanish. ¿Puede llegar alguna preocupación de perder los puestos de playoffs?
With these draws, does it creep in your mind that teams are chasing you in the playoff hunt?
Of course, you see how close it is, how much things change week to week. If you go on a 2 or 3 game winning streak, you find yourself jumping up 3 or 4 spots. The same goes if you lose those games. So teams are passing you by. We've been able to maintain the position for a while, but certainly not winning games. The closer we get to the end of the season becomes a concern. So we'll continue to try to work to find ways to get 3 points and make sure that in those final games, you're not chasing. Somebody else is chasing you. That'll be important for us.
Thank you, Pat.
All right, thanks, guys.
Brandon Vazquez, and then we'll go on.
Congratulations on the goal. Just how would you assess the game tonight? Are you guys feeling good about the point that you guys got coming from behind, or what's kind of the feeling in the locker room?
I think we've tied too many games. I think we deserve to win. We've had the opportunities and we couldn't put them away. And I think it's a little disappointing. We're happy, satisfied, happy to take a point, but we're hungry. I feel the locker room feels like we've taken a loss, because I really think we deserve the 3 points.
Brandon, it seemed like the field flipped in favor of you guys second half versus first half. What do you think was the difference between the 2 halves?
I think we had a lot of composure in the second half. We had patience, and we moved the ball around really well, and after the goal on a set piece, I think it kind of sparked up motivation in the team and brought a new energy and a new wave of energy. And I think, I think the second half we played really well.
Hola, Brandon, para Noticias Cincinnati. ¿Qué pasó por tu cabeza en el segundo remate que tuviste? ¿Te ganó un poquito la emoción o que se fue al lado de la portería?
No creo que me ganó la emoción ni nada. Yo recorté bien de mi pierna derecha a la pierna izquierda y estaba a 1 centímetro de meterla. Yo creo que fue mala suerte nada más. Y es algo que en los entrenamientos las meto todos los días. Entonces, un poquito frustrado que no la pude meter, pero sé que la próxima oportunidad que la tenga igual, la voy a meter.
I work on, finishing with my left, with my right, that curler. Unfortunately I couldn't finish, but I'm comfortable with all those positions, and I'll keep working that in training and get back to it.
Brandon, how much are you missing Acosta behind you to create opportunities for you? You heard what I said?
What was that?
How much are you missing Lucho to create opportunities for you behind you?
Yeah, Lucho is a very dangerous player. He creates a lot of opportunities for us. And I think this was his last game out, so we'll have him for next game. And I think, obviously he's a difference maker, so I'm looking forward to having him back on the field with us.
Brandon, I'm sorry, guys. It didn't feel like the moment was right after some of the recent games to ask you about this particular subject, but you're on 11 goals now, having a career year. Do you feel like, does it bother you that you weren't selected to be an MLS All-Star?
That's kind of stuff that's out of my control. I can only focus on what I can control, and that's my attitude, the way I train, and the way I play. And I think that's all I can focus, and everything happens for a reason, So, it's fortunate I wasn't in it. I would have loved to, and I'm going to keep working and keep proving that I should have been.
It seems to me that with Acosta out, you've had to partner up quite a bit with Brenner now, communicate off of him. How would you describe your partnership with him?
Yeah, Brenner's a very dynamic player. He's unpredictable at times, which is great on the creation side of things. As defenders never know what he's doing. And, I think he's a fantastic player. I think he knows how to move into the right positions and turn quick. And I think he plays really well off me. He's a different style of forward, so I think we complement each other very well. All right. That's it.